Alright, hey everybody, this is Mr. McKee with Net 126. I'm going to go over the Packet Tracer 3.2.1.8, configuring a RIP version 2. Alright, so I have up my Packet Tracer already. Give me just 1 second. Make sure my camera's right. Alright, so some of you guys are new to Packet Tracer. Just remember, when they choose your profile window comes up, just cancel out of that. Alright, let's first look at our networks. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3 routers, have an internet, have a web server out here remotely off the internet, we have a PC, a switch, we have a network, and I'll just go with the last 2 octets referring to the networks. We have a 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, and 5.0. Alright. And we have PCs connected to each of those. Alright. In between here, see these addresses, router 1, router 2, those are WAN links, WAN link, WAN link. And these are LANs, LAN right there, LAN right here, and this is a remote LAN. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. And just like I told you guys before, the instructions, you can look at those, but also when you click on the Packet Tracer, it also has a copy of these instructions. Alright, big thing to make sure though, if it has a completion 0-100, all the grade is for just the Packet Tracer and there's no questions. I believe that's the case throughout. Alright, so although RIP is rarely used in modern networks, it's useful as a foundation for understanding basic network routing. In this activity, you will configure a default route, RIP version 2, with default network statements and passive interfaces, and verify full connectivity. Alright. So first, we're going to configure RIP2 on R1. Use the appropriate command to create a default route on R1 for all internet traffic to exit network through serial 001 interface. Alright, so we know we're on R1, so let's go ahead and open this up. We're working on R1 first. CLI, hit enter. We need to go into privilege config and config terminal, global config. Alright, so we need to do a default route first. So let's think about what we need to do. Alright, so it's not asking us about anything but the exit interface of R1. And it tells us that serial 00. Let me just make sure. Alright, internet traffic should be right here. I know. Hang on a second. Alright, serial 001. So that's our default route for our R1 router. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is set the IP route, and since this is a default route, we're just going to put in 0.0.0.0, and then mask is 0.0.0.0, and we know that it's going to be the interface serial 001, so that's our default route. Hit enter. It's going to give us the default route without gateway. Okay, that's fine. Next thing we need to do, enter RIP protocol configuration mode. So we're just going to type in router, and if we hit a question mark. Question marks are really good in the Cisco iOS. Alright, so router, if we didn't know which router protocol we wanted, we want RIP right there. So router RIP. Alright, so we're in there. It's good to go. Alright, use version 2. All right, and disable summarization of networks. We could summarize those networks since they're all the same. Since they're all 192.168, we can summarize those networks. We're not going to do that, so that's what it doesn't want us to do. So let's type in version 2. See, we're already in the R1 config router. All right, so we've put version 2. It goes to version 2 of RIP. All right. So we still got to summarize the network. So no auto. And if you tab over, it auto populates. No auto summary. Okay, we've done that. Configure RIP for the networks that connect to R1. So we need to do RIP for that one, that one, 1, well, 1 and 2. Okay. And that's the one going out to the internet. Okay. So let's do first network. Is it going to be 192.168.1.0? Enter. Page up. Go to history 2.0. All right, there's our two networks. Configure the LAN port that contains no routers, so that it does not send out any routing information. That's a passive interface, so you don't want any routing information going across here. All right, and that interface is gigabit 00. So let's set a passive. If I do passive hyphen tab over interface, all right, giga 00. All right, that's that interface. See how our completion is already up to 37 out of 100. All right. Advertise the default route configured in step A1 with other RIP routers. All right, so we're going to do default. Default information, originate. All right, so we got that. All right, save the configuration. Hang on 1 sec. All right, so I just did a show run. I wanted to see the running config. All right, let's just make sure. Which one? All right, Control C to get out of that. All right, if we do a copy running config to startup config, that's where we want to do this. All right, save the configuration. And here I'll shrink this down a little bit so y'all can see it. All right, so the whole command is going to be copy running config to your start config. Hit enter. Destination file name, start config, default, yes, hit enter. All right. It's saving you the current running config to your start config. So when you restart this router, it'll have that running config as a start config. All right, that's that. All right, we're at 45%. All right, so configure RIP2 on R2. Enter RIP protocol configuration mode on R2. Let's do that quick. Enter, enable, configure terminal. All right. We want to do router RIP. Okay. Want to do version 2. Let's do version question mark. Yep. So it's either 1 or 2, so we're going to need to do 2. Alright, configure the interface that contains no routers so that it does not send out routing information. So we're going to do a passive interface on that. Alright. So actually, disable, okay. No auto, tab over summary. We're not going to summarize our networks. Alright, configure RIP for the networks directly connected to R2. So R2 has 3. So 2.0, 3.0, and 4.0. Okay. Alright. So we want to do network 192.168. First one's going to be 2.0. Right. Arrow up 3.0. Arrow up and 4.0. Alright, there's our 3 networks connected to R2. Okay, so and we want to do configure the interface that has no routers, which is this one. Make that passive interface so it doesn't pass the RIP information. Alright, let's bring this back. This. Alright. Do that. Alright. There's your 3 interfaces. Alright. Just give me 1 sec. I get text and text and emails while I'm working on this. Alright. Okay, so we are configuring the interface that contains no router so that it does not send out routing information from that interface. Alright, so passive interface, and that's a, those are hard to see, but that's a giga00. Okay. No routers, got that. Let's actually do end. Takes us back. Let's config. If we do copy running config to start config, or you can just do copy R space S. Destination file name default. Yes. Okay. Got it. Alright. So that's saved. So configure RIP version 2 on R3. So we want to go ahead and do that. Same way. R3 has 2 networks, 4.0 and 5.0. So we want to do, click that. I can see everything. Enter, enable, configure terminal. Alright. First thing we want to do is set up our RIP protocol, router RIP, version 2. Okay. No auto summarization. Okay, we got that. We want to do our 2 networks, 4.0 and 5.0. So network, and we're telling it, okay, these networks are going to run RIP on 168, 4.0. 5.0. Okay, and let's see. I guess we can do 5.0 is not going to need RIP information, so we can do a passive interface on that. Giga 00. Hit enter. Alright, we're good to go, I think. Alright. Save the configuration. Now if you go exit, you go all the way back to privilege config. I'm sorry, if you hit end. Alright, well anyways, now I gotta go exit again, get back there, copy routing config to start config, hit enter. Destination file name, yes. Let me just check my text real quick. Okay. Wife says she doesn't want to cook tonight. I don't know what that's all about, but we'll figure something out. Alright, so got those. Let's look at our grades. Alright, 100 out of 100. That sounds pretty good. Alright, so need a screenshot of this. Okay, screenshot of that. Make sure you have 100 out of 100. Thanks for watching. Now, probably the thing, if you're not getting 100 out of 100, view routing tables of R1, R2, and R3. Here, I'll show you this. If we do a show IP root, alright, and see a whole bunch of junk, go up to the top, alright, everything that has R has been created with RIP. Alright, so RIP's on 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, and it's going out 192.168.2.2. So R1, let's see. Alright, 0.0.0 is connected there. Alright, the next hop is next hop should be 2.2. Show run. Alright, 2.2. So R1 is saying here, show IP roots. So it's showing, okay, these three roots with R's, they were all accessed by going through this next hop. Alright, and it tells you right here. Okay, and actually right there, 0.0.0.0, and the IP address for that interface is 192.168.2.2. Alright, that's working. Let's look at 2. Control C, show IP root. If we do RIP, I believe, it'll show just the RIP entries. So that makes it a little bit more manageable, but that shows you what's been set up. Alright, and let's look at this one. Show IP root RIP. Alright, so it's showing these. And remember, these are the roots that are not directly connected to R3. So 5 and 4 are directly connected. So 1, 2, and it's covered, but 1, 2, and 3 are not directly connected. So it has to, RIP is talking to the routers and figuring out, you know, what the remote roots look like. Alright. And default root right there, 192.168.4.2. should be 0.0.0.0.0.1 right there. Yep, that's the default interface. Alright, so that's it. Took about 24 minutes. Hopefully you guys won't have any issues. Let me know if you do. But thanks for watching, and I'll upload this video hopefully right now.